Hey, what's up, everybody? Let me know if you can see me and hear me, please. Russell Freddie Edmonds didn't waste any time getting on today. Just getting everything set up. Trying to figure out how to pin a comment on Instagram, but apparently I don't know how. Danny says, yo, what's up, Chris? What's up, Danny? Everybody says they can hear and see me. You got Mike, Danny, Jamie, Caleb. So I guess I'll let anybody in here. Technical Ustad, hey? He says, is social signal really required to rank an article? Required? No. It does help, though. Jahir is here. Not expecting as good of a turnout as usual because I forgot to advertise it. Someone on YouTube whose name is basically I rank things in Google says, hi, thrilled to be here. Hey, buddy, what's up? Glad you could join us. What's up, Jahir? How you doing, buddy? I don't really have anything in particular to talk about today, so if you have any questions, fire away. Looking sharp. Russell Freddie Edmonds says, yo, Chris, looking sharp, man. You know, I like to look good for you. Carl just joined. What's going on, Carl? Glad to hear that, Jahir. Again, as usual, apologize if I get anybody's name wrong. You got Phil. Quentin. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. Sir, Legiit platform on app also. It's being developed. It'll be ready soon. Working with a personal training site at the moment. Any suggestions for ranking this niche? Niche doesn't matter a ton for ranking, but just, make sure you build out a strong brand around it. Your social profiles, citations, things like that. So you can, so you can have a nice strong foundation for those powerful links. It'll be easier to manage on mobile. Yeah, we're working on it, buddy. Michael Quinn, hey, what's up, man? Do you still go live on Facebook too? Yep, I'm live in the group right now. Jahir's talking in both places because he's that dedicated. Mohammed just joined. What's up, Mohammed? I don't do it on the page, though. I only do it in the group. I found that I was hurting my reach, and I was attracting some trolls by doing it on the page, so I just do it in the Facebook group. I'm also on Instagram at Superstar SEO if you want to check me out there. That will be my first, but not last, shameless plug of the afternoon. All right, guys, don't be shy. Got some people joining us on Instagram. Sign you. I'm not a producer, but I admire your ambition. Best of luck with that. We got Mike, Steve, and Mikhail all joining us. Can you suggest me some links for local business from Legiit? It depends on where you are in your campaign. Have you done your foundation links, your social profiles, your citations, and all that stuff? If so, then you want to get some guest posts or some PBNs. If not, you want to get those things first. Ben says, hey, Chris. Hey, Ben, how's it going, man? It's more people jumping on Instagram, so that's good. Facebook's kind of shy today. Way less people here than normal, so that's on me for not promoting this more, but been crazy busy lately. Got software coming out, got Legiit 2.0, got students to take care of, customers to take care of. It's a good life. I'm not complaining. I enjoy it very, very much. Then I will jump for PBN. You've done the rest of them. Yeah, so that means that if you've done it right, which I assume you have enough like URLs and generic anchors and things like that, and you have a nice big bubble around your site. So, and you've hit it with enough jabs and right hooks. That's a left cross, but that you can now go for the kill with the PBNs. That's the uppercut. So hopefully that's not too violent of an analogy, but that's how I look at it. So that's probably where I would go next, assuming that you've done all that. Banu just joined. Look who just joined on Instagram. My director of operations. Not Kane, for those of you that are wrestling fans. I just realized that uppercut that I did looked like I was flipping off the camera, but I wasn't. Hey guys, this isn't going to be very entertaining if we don't get some questions coming in, so let me know what I can answer for you. Also, let me ask you a question. I want to come up with a better name than just AMA for these, and I'd like to have it like the blank show. So I'll definitely take suggestions, and whoever comes up, if somebody comes up with one that I use, I'll hook you up with, I don't know what, but something cool. So definitely, submit your suggestions if you have any. If you think of them later, you can always drop them in the Facebook group or somewhere else. But I'd really like to come up with a better name than just Chris and Walker AMA, because I feel like that's patting myself on the back, and that's not really my style. What's the best way to hide PBNs from crawlers like Ahrefs and etc.? There's a few. I use a plugin, but you can also use what's that file? htaccess file to do it. I don't know how to do that, but I know that's a way to do it. But I like either Bot Nemesis, Spider Blocker, or Spider Spanker. All of those work, and I use a variety of all of them. There's still going to be tools out there that can find them, but the big ones, your Ahrefs, SEMrush, Majestic, and so on, it'll block those. James and Chris just joined. More people. Instagram's being busy today. It's actually keeping pace with the others, which is impressive. Tim just joined. What's up, Tim? Michael Quinn says, you have several social signal services on Legiit. If I want the best one, which one do you recommend? They're all, it's not a matter of best. It's just a matter of quantity. But if you're going to go with one where you want the most diversity, there's one I put out recently. It's called, I think I called it the Tower of Power. That's probably the most diverse one. Ben says, would you ever link out to 2 money sites you own from the same PBN blog? Absolutely not. What would you need to block your PBNs from Ahrefs, etc.? You want plugins I mentioned before, like Bot Nemesis, Spider Blocker, Spider Spanker, or you can do it in your htaccess, but I don't know how to do that, so I'm not comfortable telling you to do it that way. But I know you can do it there too. Or maybe it's robot.txt. You see my point. Use one of those plugins if you're using WordPress. I don't know if other platforms have something like that or not, though. El Pilatus joined. What's up, buddy? Hadn't seen you in a while. Oh, why would you buy? So your competitors can't look at your PBNs and either report them to Google or spam them, try to mess with them, things like that. What you're doing is hiding them from competition, basically, because people analyze your site and your backlinks to your site all the time, actually. Matter of fact, I had somebody the other day who was wanting to learn, came up to me and said, I saw you have a press release to your site. Can you tell me where you got that? So hopefully I made my press release guy some money that way. But the point to that story is that people are always going to be checking them. So if you're using PBNs, you kind of want to hide those. What is Google's, this is from Gene, what is Google's new local updates? I haven't seen one in a while, although I have seen some shady stuff going on with maps lately. We've seen instances where people are, and I'm not going to tell you how they do it, but because I don't want it to be abused, but there's an easy loophole to get someone's Google business shut down that I've seen a lot of people using. And I saw another one where someone just moved their pin out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm really suggesting everyone check their Google business every day to make sure that there's not something bad going on, that somebody hasn't reported it closed, hasn't said that hasn't reported that it's not even open yet, hasn't moved your pin, things like that. So Google has some real things they need to fix, in my opinion. And just need to be on top of that, especially if that's an important part of your business. And if you know how to do what I'm talking about, don't do it. Don't be that guy. Manek joined. What's interesting is I'm using the same camera for both Facebook and YouTube, and the picture is way sharper on YouTube, even though they're both in 720 right now. So as usual, Facebook needs to step up their game when it comes to live streaming. All right, guys, this is going to be a short one if I don't start getting some more questions. YouTube's taking it down. Your ranking strategy video, is it still relevant, or would you say a lot has changed? If you mean the my one that I put out like a year ago, it's pretty much the same. The only thing I would emphasize is be sharper with your on page now. What's been working well for me, and what I have a tool coming out for soon, is to compare the top 5 results. Go look at the top 5 results and what they're doing, and kind of emulate that as far as their the words, their keyword density, their H tags, things like that. Try to emulate what's already working. In that video, I think I talked mostly about off page. I think I mentioned on page, but I kind of brushed over it. In the last year or so, that has become more important, or at least I've gotten better at it, and it's made a big difference. So that's the main thing I would update on that. Gene says, what's Legiit? Legiit is an online marketplace to connect freelancers and customers. Sorry, my brain went blank there for a second. But my long-term vision of it is a place where someone can go ahead and open a business with just by putting up what they have. They'll have everything they need to build a landing page, collect addresses, build a community, and have traffic built right in. And then conversely for customers, the long-term goal is to have it where they can get everything they need for a project, a business, whatever, in just a few clicks. So that's the long-term goal. Right now, it's a marketplace that connects very talented freelancers with people that need their services. Ahmed, hey, what's up, man? What would be the fastest way to profit from buying an exact match domain with search volume but zero metrics? Example, myrtlebeachlawyer.com. Just build it out as a site and optimize the homepage for the EMD term. I have a few of those that do well. What's up, other people on Instagram? I know your names are too complicated for me to read, but if you got any questions, go ahead and drop them in the questions, and I'll get them answered for you. Awesome. What autoresponder do you use for email? Market Hero. I used Market Hero for a while, but I kind of outgrew it, and I hate to say that because Alex is a friend and a coach, but right now I'm using ActiveCampaign because it fits my needs a little better. So Bibando says, do we really need the IFTTT services? I'm planning to create a site from scratch. I remember saying you have used it in the past. I like it. If you're gonna be regularly updating content like a blog or anything with an RSS feed, it definitely helps to take that content and push it out across the internet. It's totally white. Well, I don't want to say totally white hat, but it's a nice white hat way to get some activity and get some links back to your site without having to do any work other than, the one time. User Skate Company says, nice skateboard. Thank you. My friend and coach in Superstar Academy, available at superstarseo.com/academy, is also an artist, and he actually painted that and sent it to me. I thought it was really cool because it's like a luchador, and I'm really into professional wrestling. It says, got you. Thanks, Chris. Thank you. See what we got over here on Facebook. Russell Freddie Edmonds says, Chris, a non-SEO question. Just wondering how much time do you spend on customer support? For example, if you're selling something for $5, you have a customer who needs a lot of guidance. At what point do you weigh up your time versus price? Obviously, you try to be as helpful, but as it gets busier, how do you manage it? The way I look at it is a $4 customer is just as valuable as a $10,000 a month customer. That's not to diminish the one or anything like that, but I spend as much time as I possibly can to make sure that they've got what they need and that everything is done for them. That said, sometimes you run into somebody that you're not a good fit to help. So there's a point when you can't help them anymore, and maybe you need to point them towards someone that can help them more. So it's not a matter of my time is too valuable, because anybody that buys from me deserves as much support and help as I can give them. Forget the fact that can lead to better things in the future, because it may or may not, but it's probably not the answer you wanted, but you just kind of have to make a judgment call. As long as you think you can help them and they're not taking advantage of you, then do everything you can to help them, no matter what they bought, expensive or otherwise. So that's kind of my approach to customer service. Stuart James just joined, and Adrian just joined, says, hi, Chris. Hey, Adrian, what's going on, buddy? Veronica just joined. Hey, how are you? What can you say about Google page speeds and insights? I don't care about them. As long as it loads well on my phone and looks okay, and loads well on a desktop and looks okay, that's what matters to me. Because those tools don't reflect actual user experience in my experience. See what we got over on YouTube. Hey, one last question. I am willing to start to sell blogs that has more than 500 visitors a month. Lots of people love to have this type of site for selling white hat services. What will be the best price? I really don't know. I'm assuming that you mean you're actually selling a site, and I've just not done enough of that to give you an educated answer. What I would do is go check out Flippa and Empire Flippers and find similar sites and see what they're going for, and just try to get as much that way as you can. Pricing recommendation on local SEO. Do you have people sign contracts? I guess that's two separate questions. Pricing, it's going to depend on the term and the site and how much work and how many resources I think I'm going to have to use. It's kind of on a case per case basis. Do you have people sign contracts? Absolutely not. And the reason for that is I don't want to be stuck with someone that I don't want to work with, and I don't want someone that doesn't want to work with me anymore being stuck with me. So no, I don't. I do month to month. You can do I think it's called a work agreement, but I wouldn't lock someone into a contract ever. So other people may disagree with that, and there's validity to that, but that's just what I do. Ahmed says, what do you think of just renting the EMD out on a monthly basis, 301 redirecting it instead of building the site? I wouldn't do that. I think that's going to be a tough sell. Geezer Skate Company says, learned about you yesterday, looking for Facebook groups. That was good, but what criteria do I use to determine what to call my group? Should I search for groups in my niche and copy? I would come up with a brand, but also something where you can use the name as the people in your community. So, for example, mine is Superstar SEO. Now, I pulled that name out of a hat a few years ago because it's a professional wrestling reference, and I'm a big wrestling fan. But it worked out well because I can refer to people as superstars because that's what they are. So come up with something that you can kind of build a community around, but also just, it seems like Geezer Skate Company is your brand. So you could work that into it somehow as well. I don't know if you'd want to call your people geezers, but that come up with a brand name that people are going to be happy to be a part of. Like ClickFunnels, for example, they call their people funnel hackers. And in Alex Becker's market hero thing, he calls them the Hero Nation. So think about things like that where you can give somebody a sense of identity and build a community and culture around it. So hopefully that answered that for you. Gene says, you use white label services. I'm going to be selling a white label SEO service, but I'm not sure what you mean. No, I really don't. There are things that I outsource to contractors I work with, and put in as part of my campaign. I guess that's technically white label, but not any anything comprehensive. Let me grab some water. Today's water actually contains some Propel as well, so I can get a little extra vitamins. Cool, make something that's a little more searchable, perhaps that relates to the brand, that labels the people within the group something positive. That's exactly what you need. Yeah. Now, obviously, I can't come up with one for you, but yeah, that's exactly, you're on the right track. You're definitely thinking the right way. Somebody's trying to join my live. I'm sorry, I'm not really taking on guests today. Somebody asks, hi, Chris, just found one of your video and see the live. So can I ask technical on-page SEO? Absolutely. I'll do my best to answer that for you. So fire away. Oh boy, lots of questions over on Facebook now. Joseph says, what's up? I need a good backlink source that actually moves the needle. Any recommendations? Jump over in the Legiit Facebook group, and there's lots of suggestions in there. So it's just legiit.group. And there's lots and lots of good sellers on Legiit. That's legiit.com. Adrian says, in buying expired domains, how to check if it has good potential to rank? The two things that I look for, if you're looking to rebuild it into a site, I like to make sure that the domain name makes sense for the niche that I want to rebuild it in, and then make sure it has good, strong, relevant links coming in. Now, it doesn't need to have a ton of them, but the links that are coming in need to be good quality, that look like they'll be there for a long time, and to be as relevant as possible. Those are kind of what I would look for. Not sure if I've seen anyone ask this before, but are there any niches clients you would stay away from, other than the ones without budget, of course? Real estate is really, really difficult. So be prepared to have a big budget for that. Locksmiths are really tough. That's probably it off the top of my head. You're in the paid group, I believe. So check, Scott had a list in there today too. So check over there. But yeah, I mean, those are kind of the main ones. And I'm not saying I would stay away from them, but there's just like all those Zillows and Redfins and all those big directories. It's so hard to compete with all those. You have to have such a big budget. And I'm not convinced that people don't go directly to the directories anyway. Having said that, I've been looking for some office space around here, and I cannot get somebody to call me back from those directories to save my life. No one wants to take my money. So take that for what it's worth. Russell Freddie Edmonds says, thanks, man. You hit the nail on the head. Trying to work out who genuinely needs help. I think you mean genuinely needs help, and who's taking advantage. Yeah, and it's tough. It's my nature to try to help everybody, but there's a point when I realize I'm not helping them, So Amber and Jason just joined. Adrian says, fantastic answers. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, buddy. Have a good night as well. Danny says, quick question, Chris. Besides citations, when ranking a sub-city page, are you shooting links to the sub-city page also to boost organic? I'm not sure what you mean by a sub-city page. You mean like an inner page, or can you clarify what you mean by that? I want to make sure I give you the right answer. Moganti and Christian just joined. What's up, guys? Let's jump back over to YouTube. Ooh, boy, coming in fast. In England, geezer is like dude. Okay, because in America, that means old guy. So, that's why I got confused, I guess. Gene says, what services should startup SEO agencies offer? I would start with just SEO and focus on that because you're going to spread yourself too thin. Now, if somebody asks for something else and you know how to do it or know someone that knows how to do it, then you can do it. But I would try to keep as focused as possible until you get a good customer base and a good, I guess, workflow in place so as to not spread yourself too thin. Cool. It's becoming a cool thing to be a geezer skater. I think you're in a good position then. I'd actually be, and I'm not really into skating anymore. I was when I was a teenager, but I'd actually be interested in seeing it. Any services for on-page? Yeah, if you check on Legiit, look for S. Allen. He's like the SEO doctor or something like that on there. It's expensive, but he really knows his stuff. I know about URL parameter, but having issue looking like this. Domain.com/pages # some letters. I'm talking about the other part. That's not a URL parameter. That looks like an anchor on the page. It looks like somebody screwed that up, to be honest. It looks like they were trying to anchor that link to somewhere else on the same page, so it like jumps down to it. Without seeing it, I can't say for sure, but that's kind of what I'm looking at, what I'm thinking it is. Ben says, I have a number of SaaS. For those of you who don't know, SaaS is software as a service. Websites that are global, not local. So would you leave out the citations or do them anyway? If you have a physical office location for any of them, there's no reason not to do them. That said, it's not like super important. Rajat says, hey mate, how's life? Literally could not be better, man. How's it going for you? Gene says, is that on page or link PBM building? Not sure what you're asking about there. Do you still have that free GMB ranking guide? I do. Ben says, thanks. Thank you, Ben. Geezer Skate Company says, for someone who is completely new to you, to me, what do you actually do? Okay, so I have a few businesses. I run an SEO agency called Superstar SEO. We offer consulting and monthly SEO services. We also do training, and we're putting out SEO software. I do obviously things like this just as my way of giving back. We have training in Superstar SEO Academy. And then I own an online marketplace called Legiit, which is legiit.com. And the point of that is to help connect talented freelancers with customers that need things. And what else do I do? That's pretty much it. I mean, we're getting more into software and platform development with Superstar SEO. And I think that's going to help a lot of people out. And then I just hang out and answer questions and stuff too. So those are kind of the main things. Can I sell on-page SEO and outsource the work on Legiit? Absolutely. Yeah. Where do I find that GMB? Sorry, it's been a while since I looked at it. The easiest thing to do is superstarseo.com/how to rank in Google Maps with dashes between each word. Let me just drop that in there for you. It's not a PDF. It's not the PDF, but it's the same content. I just created the PDF from it. So how to rank in Google. I have to type out loud because it's good. That'll get you to it. I don't even have a content table that's not anchored. Any other idea? Yeah, I just don't know. I would have to see it to give you a good answer because that's what it looks like to me. I don't know. You might be able to drop the link in the Facebook group or something like that, and we might be able to help you there. But without seeing it, I'm kind of drawing a blank, you know. Let's see, where was I? Can I sell SEO and have the on-page fulfilled on Legiit? Yep. There's several on-page providers on there. Geezer Skate Company. I'm going to check you out after this, by the way. I love that name. Cool, thank you. Because, as an old guy myself that used to skate, it's like, I know that's not what it means where you come from, but that's kind of where my mind went with it. Bibendo says, how many hours do I need to put into Superstar SEO Academy a week? That's up to you. It just depends. I can't really answer that because like depends on how you learn and how much time you had to take. You can watch the more you put in, the faster things will happen for you. But I don't really know how to answer that for you. You can do it in just a little. We have a lot of business owners in there that are doing it in their quote unquote spare time. But I don't know, man. It's just as much as you can, but you can get it done in your spare time. That's what I did when I was coming up. So can I get a link to the Facebook group? Sure. I don't want to feel like I was dodging your question. It's just if I say 5, that might be wrong for you. If I say 100, that might be wrong for you, you know? What is your favorite affiliate network? I prefer to go directly to vendors and get it directly from them as opposed to going through like ClickBank or ShareASale or any of those. Is it a course or is it just a weekly? No, it's a course. There's probably over 100 videos. You get the Facebook community where you can interact directly with all the other members as well as the 4 coaches, myself, Scott Allen, Jeff Cozio, and Jim Sabelico. Bi-weekly Q&A webinars, and new content every single month. I think, and you also get a discount on our link building service and on my on-page software when it comes out. So for $67, I think it's a hell of a deal. Maybe I'm biased, I don't know, but to me, that's the price of a meal out, once a month. So, consider that my sales pitch. Let me jump back over to Facebook, make sure I'm not neglecting anybody. Oh boy, lots going on over here now. Inner page. Okay, yeah, so just treat an inner page like you would, this is for Danny I'm talking to here, who asked about ranking inner pages. So yeah, just treat that like you would any other location, assuming it's a different city. If it's the same city and then like a different keyword, a different service or product, and you don't do the local stuff like the citations. But if you have like plumbingservice.com/New York, then treat the New York page like its own thing. And then if you have Chicago, you treat that like it's its own thing. I think, let me make sure that was your question. Yes, I'm absolutely doing links to the inner pages. Inner pages are where most of my SEO is done. So yeah. Helene says, hey, I'm glad you could join us. I have a keyword question, and Alan's here as well, by the way. Don't want you to think I'm neglecting you. That always leaves me stuck. For a competitive niche, if you have a lot of low volume, 10 to 40 monthly searches, so a decent number of monthly searches, is there a way to rank one video or article for those? Do you need one video or article for each keyword? Is there a best practice to get those searches? It really depends on, for video, you're probably going to have to do one for each. But for a site, it really depends on how similar they are. So if it's one topic, you can make one gigantic, 2,000 to 5,000 word article and just kind of sprinkle in the keywords into all of it, or all the keywords into it. If the keywords are far enough apart to where they won't cannibalize one another, then you can just make separate pages or posts optimized for each. And that's how I would do it. And that works really, really well for authority sites. So it's without the specific situation, I can't say, but if the keywords are very similar, like if it's how to lose weight and how to lose weight for people over 40, then you would want to do that in one. But if it's how to lose weight and the cookie diet or something like that, those are terrible examples, but you get my point. So as long as the keywords won't cannibalize each other, then they can be separate. If they might, then just make a big article. And for video, you're probably going to have to do them for separate. All right, Josh and David just joined. What's up, gentlemen? Alan says, would you define a branded link or anchor text, please? Sure. A branded link would be, for example, facebook.com/superstar SEO. A link coming out of that would be branded. An anchor text that's branded would be Superstar SEO or Chris Walker or Alan Tebby or McDonald's. Anything that's the name of the brand basically means business. So anything that's the business name or brand name is branded. So hopefully that answers that. Jason says, building citations. I have a website which is justmyname.com. my niche is computer repair. Could I just use my name for the NAP? Is it important to get my keyword in the name, or better yet, I'm ranked #1 in maps? Should my name match my GMB title? Your GMB title needs to be whatever the actual name of your business is. So if it's Jason's Computer Repair, then that should be your GMB title. I would prefer, I don't know. I guess there are businesses with it's someone's name. So yeah, you can do that. You make like jasonscomputerrepair.com, and then like the inner pages could be, operating system install, hard drive repair, whatever. Those are, again, bad examples. But just do the inner pages. And then for GMB, whatever the official name of your business is, needs to be the title of your GMB. I know that there are people that like to stuff their keyword in there. That's not compliant, and I don't like to teach that. So I think that answered that. Let me know if not. Steve just joined. What's up, Steve? Jahir says, does Legiit have top-up balance system? Like where you can actually just deposit funds? We're going to be adding that very soon because that's come up a couple times now. Jeremy just joined. Quick interpage GMB question. This is from Danny. Would you recommend creating a GMB for all inner cities or just radius option? Unless you have a physical location for a GMB, then don't do it. Just use the radius. Let's jump back over to YouTube. Got some more people on Instagram. Oh boy. When speaking with vendors such as skateboard pad companies and they don't have affiliate information on their site, is it still possible to be an affiliate for them? Who do we contact? I don't know. I would find a contact at the company if you can and see if they have an affiliate manager or, some sort of executive you can speak to. If you can come to them and say, look, I own Geezer Skate Company and I have this many customers per month or this much traffic, my channel does this, my website gets this much, some reason to justify them why they should give you a cut, then take as much data to that as possible and try to find the right person. It's going to be different at every company, unfortunately, though. What type of products would you advise promoting on an affiliate site? It's cliche, but if you're doing affiliate or niche sites, find things that you are going to be interested in that can also make you some money. So if you're into skateboards, find a skateboard affiliate program. If you're into computers, find something in electronics. So I know that's cliche and I'm not a big cash in on your passion, but when you're doing those kinds of sites, if you're not interested in it, you're just not going to be motivated to work on it. So Jamie says, what's up, Jamie? What is the best way to set up 301 redirects from site.com/shortlink to site.com/long-ass-link? Any special short setup? The best way to set up 301 redirects from... You're asking how to shorten a link? I'm not sure why you would want to 301 them. I only use those to make links to... I take long-ass link and make it down to short link just so it's easier to remember. But I guess if you're asking how to accomplish that, I use on WordPress a plugin called Pretty Links. So if that's what you mean, then that's the answer. It's the best way to check for keyword cannibalization on a site. You're just going to have to look at your rankings. The easiest way to avoid it is just not to mention a keyword anywhere on any other page. So if you're New York lawyer, you don't want to, and you also have Chicago. Well, that's not a good example. What's a good way to put it? I don't know. You just need to make sure that you don't use parts of the keyword on other pages, because what's going to end up happening is Google might like a page that you're not trying to rank for it as opposed to the one that you are. And then you'll end up taking away from it. I can't think of a good example to save my life right now. Okay, so here's one. In the Academy, there's one guy who's been having trouble with it because he had city name location in that city. And it was pulling, and he had one that was just city name, and he wanted to rank the city name and then the city as separately, but it was pulling the one with location at the end of it. So I told him that he should either combine those or restructure it. So try to keep it off of the page as much as possible. Top 3 SEO tools. I'm not too big on tools. Audit will be my favorite when it releases. SERP.net is awesome because it combines a lot of things. And then what else do I use a lot? Ahrefs would probably be my third. GMB, I'm not sure what you're asking there. Thanks again. Appreciate you answering my novice questions. Absolutely. We're here every Friday, most every Friday at 3 Eastern. So join us. Always glad to help out. That's why we do these. I get nothing from these, but nothing. No, I get a lot of satisfaction from it. I don't get any money or anything like that out of it. So just here to hang out and help people out. Prince of Peace Productions. Hey, what's going on? How long does it usually take for backlinks to show in effect for a website? I don't want to have too many show up at once. It just depends on the type of backlink, and other. I hate that answer. I know it's frustrating, but it just depends. If you've gotten everything optimized, then it's a week or two. If I have to give a number, I'll say 2 weeks, but sometimes it's 6 months, So it just depends on the situation, but the better optimized your site is both on and off, the faster you're going to get a result from a good link or a bad link for that matter. So I don't want too many to show up at once unless you're doing mass stuff like GSA or what else do people even use now? Extrumer and things like that. Very unlikely your link velocity is going to matter that much. Ben says, great, thanks. Thanks, Ben. Jump back over to Facebook. Alan and Helene both say thanks. Thank you. Anik just joined. Embedded Google Maps. This is from Jeremy. Embedded Google Maps on service city pages still relevant? Yes. Just don't do them in the footer. Do them on the page itself. So if you do it in the footer, then it's on your whole site and it throws things off. That's something I learned from Scott. Jay says, my GMB is titled in home computer repair, Jason Michaelik. Yeah, it's a bit spammed. Should I use that in my NAP, or would it be okay to just use Jason Michaelik in my NAP only? Use whatever the official name of your business is in your NAP. I know there's a lot of reasons to do that otherwise, but the safest thing to do is to just use the whatever the legal name of your business is as your GMB title, as your NAP, all that. We'll scroll. There we go. Manny just joined. Tomer just joined. My brother just joined. What's up, loser? I'm the older brother, so I have to insult him. It's actually in the handbook. Gonna bounce. See you later. Take it easy. Thanks for coming up. You had some cool questions. It was good to see some new people on. Instagram is kind of quiet, but there are a couple people on. So if you have any questions, Instagram, let me know. I haven't plugged Superstar Academy in a while, so check out superstarseo.com/academy. If you like getting your questions answered like this, if you have 3 other people in there doing it, you have the Facebook group where you can reach us pretty much any day. We have over 100 videos of SEO content for local, national, state, e-commerce, affiliate, something else I'm forgetting. Basics, advanced, client getting, that was the thing I was forgetting, agency SEO. It's really, for the price, it's absolutely ridiculous. Just check it out, Been here for about 45 minutes. What else you guys got for me? You keep saying G and B. No, I'm saying GMB. GMB stands for Google My Business. That's your Google business. So when you search any local terms such as, I don't know, Italian restaurant in Boise. I don't know how many Italian restaurants there are in Boise, but those 3 things that show up, that's Google Business. GMB stands for Google My Business. I apologize for that. Sometimes I use terms so frequently I forget that not everyone knows the shorthand. Lloyd just joined. What's up, Lloyd? Is there a strategy for a product launch? Don't give away the name of it until you absolutely have to, because people will launch jack it. I don't really do a lot of product launches, and I've never been a big fan of that part of the like internet marketing business. But build the hype and make sure that people want the product before you launch it would be kind of some general advice. I just saw Legiit. It's like Fiverr. Can anyone join as a seller? Looks great. Yeah. First of all, thank you very much. We're trying to put Fiverr. We're trying to cut into Fiverr a little bit, and we're going to have some stuff that they can offer soon. So yeah, but yes, anyone can join. Obviously, we want people that are going to do a good job and have a talent, and I have a feeling that you would fit that just right. So absolutely join, check it out. Appreciate you looking at it, and appreciate the compliment. It looks great. It's going to look even better in a few weeks when Legiit 2.0 launches. Gene says, thanks, man. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I wasn't being clear about that. Jason says, in your course, you have anything optimizing content using Ahrefs? Optimizing content. I mean, we show you how to optimize your site and your content. And when I do site reviews, that's another thing you get in the course, by the way. I use Ahrefs heavily to look at backlinks and things like that. I'm not really sure what you mean by optimizing it using Ahrefs, though. Lilesh, I guess. Forgive me if I got that wrong. And Todd just joined. A couple more people just joined on Instagram. Instagram is growing well thanks to my friends at Source Social. Check them out on Instagram at Source Social or at sourcesocial.com. Prince of Peace Production says, do you have to pay MC Hammer royalties when you use his song? Uh-oh. I hope not. Funny enough that you mentioned that. I actually tried to, well, let me put it a different way. I considered having him do like a 5-second spot where he goes something, says something legit. But that guy wanted like a minimum of like 50 grand or something like that. And I was like, you know what? I'll just go buy an MC Hammer mask and do it myself. And then it just never happened. Do we need any software when we join the group? Absolutely not. Now, obviously, there are going to be tools that you need for SEO. I don't want to say need, but make SEO a lot easier. But you don't necessarily have to have them. So, but SEO, I mean, a lot of it does require a little bit of an investment. But no, you can start right away. Other than $12 for hosting or whatever. Thanks for hanging out, bro. Looking forward to Legiit. Yeah, go check it out. Get signed up. We'll be glad to have you. Wow. Yeah, right? Like somebody must have forgot to tell him that he's not relevant anymore. I'm talking about MC Hammer. Tools like, I mean, you're going to need something to check links and things like that. But, I mean, to get started, you don't necessarily need anything. You can get by with like free stuff as for the most part. It's just going to be easier if you can get, a keyword tool or a link tool or something like that. But to get started, no, you don't necessarily need anything. But again, I don't want to say you don't need any tools and you never will. If you're going to make an SEO business, you are going to need some tools eventually. But there are people that, excuse me, there are people in there that are not SEOs at all. They just want to do it for their own business. And they've just been doing it without, they don't really have any tools. So yes, it can be done. Yeah, exactly. It was that much just to talk to the guy. I was like, you know what, if this was 1990, I might have been tempted to pay you that much, but great, thanks. Thank you. And just in case make it as convenient as possible, here is the link to Superstar Academy. I can type right. That's a good tip, Alan. I don't want to say it because it promotes something else, but that's actually a good idea. Certainly better than paying that ridiculous amount of money. 1 second here. Looks like we're caught up on questions. You know what else we can do for you, or what else I can answer for you? Adrian just joined. What's up, Adrian? I do music production, so let me know if you need any. I'll only charge $500 a second. That's good to know, though. Dude, if you do music production, you should stick something on Legiit. I definitely want to see those categories get fleshed out a little more. But no, that's good to know. Hit me up sometime if I ever mention that I need some, because, the creative stuff is probably the weakest side of my business. Anyone that's seen me do Photoshop knows that to be true. It's funny, a good friend of mine recently told me, I really like the way you intentionally make your Photoshop look bad, because I think it adds some realism to it. I was like, bro, that's not intentional. That's just how good I am at, or not good I am at Photoshop. Ahmed says, I still remember the very first video you made on how to get clients with using Scopely's. It wasn't the very first video I made, but yeah, that was a long time ago. Do you agree that setting up funnels and email capture systems is the best way to consistently get high-end clients, or you think there's something better than that? Well, for really high-end clients, that's probably not the best way. That's a great way, though, and that's probably the most effective way to get decent clients and even very good clients. But the 10 and 20K clients, you're not going to get those through something like that, most likely. That you're going to need to go to like networking events and in-person things, stuff like that. But what you're talking about there works really, really well. You get clients accidentally. Because like I've had people that found my ad for my free ebook and contact me wanting service, and that's not even the point of that ad. So definitely content, funnels, email, all that stuff is really, really key. But you're not going to be likely to get like a 20K a month client or anything like that way. So I guess it depends on what you mean by high end. Guys, we got about 7 more minutes, so keep lining them up, and I'll keep knocking them down. Why are all my analogies so aggressive? I'm going to have to spend some time on that. Just so you know, I'm not actually going to spend any time on that. Scopely's is a great tool, though, if you're getting started out. What's his name? Leor put a lot of effort in that, and he maintains it, which for SEO software or internet marketing software is very rare. And I am, not that anybody asked, but there are no questions. And when there are no questions, I start babbling. I am whipped. I have had so much going on. I still have so much to do today. I am tired out. Doesn't hurt that he published one of your guest posts on his blogs, right, Ahmed? I'm kidding, of course. He's a good dude. I don't really know him that well, but he's a dude, and he put out a good product, and he's put out some good content over the years too. Any help on paid ads in the academy? We have a couple videos on getting clients with paid ads, if that's what you're talking about. And I think there's some in the e-commerce section as well. Overall, it's an SEO course and not like a course, but there is a little bit in those two regards. I'm going to do like a marketing course at some point too, like a non-SEO course at some point. That's going to be a separate thing. So Gene says, thanks, brother. Thank you, Gene. Toby says, looks like you just found my Friday hangout. Thanks, Chris. Thank you, man. I'm a man or woman. I don't want to assume. I appreciate that. I really look forward to doing these. It really like helps me unwind. And I don't know. I think, call it cheesy, whatever. I think it's important to help people. I get that from my mother, who spent basically 40 years being the sole caregiver for one person or another and never once asked for anything in return. So I kind of feel like it's just part of what you're supposed to do in life is to help people. And I like to do these to help people, and it's just fun. So that you can believe that or not, I don't know why people would question that I'm not sincere about that, but that's just my theory. Non-SEO question, your favorite wrestler? Whew. So as a kid, it was Hulk Hogan, and I still like him, although there's some things that he's done as a person that I don't care for. For a while, it was Chris Benoit, that he did some really bad things, so I don't really care for him anymore. So I would say of all time right now, it'd probably be either Hogan or CM Punk, who I really identified with and really enjoyed his work. Active right now, there's not really anybody active right now that I connect all that much with. So Warren just joined. Todd says, what's the most important factor or two for ranking well in maps? Number one is fully optimizing the Google business itself. So, the getting images in every category, getting your address right, getting a good description, making some posts, all that stuff, getting in the right category. The second one is getting well-optimized citations and making sure that they are in perfect sync with your Google business. So optimize them for the term, get a good description and good pictures, but don't go crazy with over-optimizing them, and then power them up. So I would say those are the top two most important factors. There are other things, obviously, but without those, in most cases, you aren't going to rank. William just joined. What's up, William? That says Chris Benoit was his favorite through childhood and teenage years. He was mine too, until of what happened. So, but that makes it hard to watch now. So, that's all. I really not even want to get any further into that. And Chris, you have bad taste in wrestlers. That hurts. I have different taste than you, maybe, but as far as the kind of people they turned out to be, yeah, I guess you could say that. But no, I definitely get where you're coming from. Who else do I like? Daniel Bryan I like a lot because he's a vegan, and I just don't like the underdog thing all that much, but I like him. Who else? Braun Strowman lately has been very good, although he has not been used well. I do not like Brock Lesnar. I don't know. I'm just throwing names out there now. Guys, we got a couple more minutes, and then we're going to call it a day because I have some videos to make for our academy that you can check out at superstarseo.com/academy. And my voice is starting to get a little shot, and questions seem to be dying down a bit. Not a fan of Stone Cold, The Rock, Ultimate Warrior. Yeah, I like all those guys. Although Ultimate Warrior is another one who, his personal life was a little bit questionable. But yeah, I was never a big into the whole Stone Cold character, but I like him. And The Rock is the most charismatic person in the history of the world. And it's amazing to see how he's gone from where he was to the heights that he's gone to. I legitimately think he's going to run for president someday. Is Rousey doing well over there? She is. Yeah, she is. She's made that transition very well. And I think it's a good fit for her. I knew you had a link to suggest features, but I can't find it. Is it possible to add a feature to Legiit to remind sellers before the order is about to be late instead of suddenly getting late if the seller missed? Yeah, we're going to get to where you get an on-site notification and an email when it gets within, I don't know the numbers yet, but let's just say 24 hours or whatever. But because I can definitely see where that's helpful. And vice versa, the customer is going to get notified to that as well. So. Oh, I forgot to wrap up Instagram. Oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and share it. Instagram limits you to an hour or something, which is frustrating. So we're done there. What's working well for video embeds at the moment? What I like to do when I put up a new video is embed it on a single PBN right away. I'm finding that's helping a lot. So even if it's not a super powerful one, just one embed on a decent metric blog is really seeming to give it within the first 24 hours. I'm really seeing some good pop out of that. So give that a shot. All right. Any last questions? Wally World WF says, any recommendations for tier 2 links to help index tier 1? Social signals work well. I'm reluctant to tell you GSA because I don't want you GSAing your PBNs or guest posts. Social signals and then like social posts. So if you could do like a SendWire, if they ever get their shit together, don't get me started on that. But like a SendWire or IFTTT thing to it, that helps a lot too. Indexing is just slower now though, and you just kind of have to accept that too. So definitely don't go crazy, like especially if you're using guest posts, niche edits, or PBMs, trying to link to those just to get them to index. Just do your best to give it time. Maybe send out a few tweets with that link in it. That seems to help some too. All right, guys, I think that's going to call it a day. Please check out superstarseo.com/academy. I can't say enough good stuff about it. I think I've made that point pretty clearly. If you're watching on YouTube, follow us on Facebook at superstarseo.group and on Instagram at superstarseo. If you're watching on Facebook, check out superstarseo.tv and superstarseo on Instagram. I look forward to these every single week, and it means the world to me that people as talented and as smart as all of you take the time to ask me things. So that's really humbling for me, and I really do appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time out of your day. I'll see you again next week. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a great one. Michael, B. Bendo, Syrup. See you guys next time.